All right, let's briefly talk about this device, which is called the SoundSkrit Firefly. It's a USB-C microphone. This is not the video you want to watch if you're interested in charts and graphs and gains and comparisons to other microphones. I'm not a professional sound recordist. I just record video for myself, or audio for myself, spoken word poetry, and that's all I do with it. Okay, so if you're looking for charts and graphs and things like that, go watch another video. This video is just going to talk about this device's design choices from a layman's perspective. It's more about the company's decisions rather than the device itself. Let's go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk. So when you buy it, it's a windsock and the device itself, the microphone. And then for an additional cost, you can get this microphone stand. Okay. I don't recall the exact pricing. I bought it on Kickstarter, but I think this was around $99 and this was around $59 or $69, something like that. Okay, so first half of the video, I'm going to talk about this. Okay, and then the second half of the video, I'm going to talk about the stand, but I'm going to put the microphone into the iPhone so that you can hear the difference between recording with the iPhone and recording with this device. Now, the way this works, I'm going to put this aside for a second. You take your device, whether it be a phone or a laptop or what have you, and you slide this in here, and it will immediately come on. There's no third-party software or anything for it, and you can see it immediately lights up. Okay, there's no batteries. It's powered by your device. It has 3 buttons on it, plus, minus, and we'll call this mode change. So when you first turn it on, you'll see that there's 2 LEDs on the side here. One's the top, one's the bottom, and then this is called the gain or the volume. So as you push this mode button, it'll switch between top mic, bottom mic, both mics, and then this third flashing one, I can't remember what they call it, but presumably it's both and has some other aspect to it. So we'll go back to here, okay? And then this green LED is measuring the level, recording level. So I'm going to raise my voice a bit. Hey, see how it blinked red there? So it's, it doesn't really clip it, but it's telling you that you're talking a little too high, or the volume is a little too high or too close to your mouth, etc. Okay, now one issue that any of you can probably see right away is that when I put this on the table, all of a sudden the other microphone, the stereo component of whatever, is facing my desk. That's not good. So what does the company suggest you do? They suggest you purchase this, which is an L-shaped pass-through, like a USB-C through pass-through. So then you can plug this in here, and then both of your front and back lights are on. So you put your microphone there, and then both sides of the table are being picked up by the microphone, okay? So both sides. However, they designed this. They wrote the manual that links to this specifically on Amazon. Why didn't they just include one of these? What could this cost? $2? In my opinion, what the device should look like is this, or this on a swivel, so that you can stick this in there and you can swivel it to any angle that you wish. But they really cheaped out on it. I was very disappointed that for that price, it didn't come with this. But not only did it not come with this, it didn't come with a case of any kind, right? So you're supposed to carry this around, in your pocket or your bag or whatever, where all your stuff is exposed to lint and, dust and, like you saw me remove this at the beginning. This doesn't come with it. They didn't even include this penny plastic thing. This came on my L-shaped guy. Just a very disappointing design decision from a company that, you're hoping is going to, I don't know. To me, it just seems a little absurd that they can go to the extremes to make such a stupendous recording device, but the thoughtful little details that they could have done, they didn't bother with. I would have appreciated a case, especially for whatever, $169, where these three components could fit into. It would have cost them an extra $2, just to include a neoprene case or something like that. This breaks down into different parts so it can be flat. But they didn't. Okay, so that was one really weird design decision. One other thing is, like, this fits into my iPhone with my case on, which is a lovely detail. Very happy about that. I have a Peak Design everyday case. This fits in without issue. However, this does not. So I have to remove my case to use this third-party thing. Now, obviously, they didn't design this. That's not their fault. But this is literally the exact one that they recommend. And I'm going to send it back. It's just silly. So that's very frustrating. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this into my iPhone. I'm not going to change anything else. Okay? I'm just literally going to plug this in, and we'll talk about this, which I think is the most absurd part of this whole deal. So I'm going to plug this in 3, 2, 1. You should be able to hear a sound difference now. So I'm recording in the stereo mode. Let me flick it around. So now just the mic that's facing me is being recorded. So why do I hate this thing so much? Well, for one, it was $50 or $60 or $70 or something like that. And it's just not very well designed, not very well thought out. It has a rubberized bottom on it, okay? It's not even flat as far as I can make out. Either that or my table is screwed, but I don't think so. So anyway, let's talk about this. What you're supposed to do is, let's pretend that this is the microphone, because the microphone's in the phone now, so I can't do it. So let's pretend this is your microphone. You plug that in here, and then you're supposed to plug in a USB-C cable in here, which then dangles down and plugs into your whatever, your phone or your computer or what have you. Okay, so here's a USB-C cable. This is a standard, high-quality, braided cable, okay? Try getting it in there. This thing is so narrow. Why they had to make it this narrow, beyond me. But anyway, once you get it in there, it doesn't click in all the way, but there, it's in. Like, I mean, this is the equivalent of Steve Jobs telling you you're holding your iPhone wrong. Well, get a cheaper cable. Get a cable that doesn't have a longer, that has a shorter thing on it. Why? Why isn't this longer so that it can sustain? Like, it's just absurd to me. I can't believe it. Like, you have to get the cheapest USB-C cable possible that doesn't have any reinforced thing here, because otherwise it's just not going to work. Or, maybe you could get an L-shaped one, but the L-shaped one I tried wouldn't fit in here. This was too narrow. Like, I have an L-shaped one, like, oh, geez, I don't see it now. Like this, right? But it wouldn't fit in, right? So this one won't fit in either. But, it's just like, what is... just absolutely a bizarre decision as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, and then there's also this screw thing on the bottom, which is difficult. You can unscrew it with a coin, but if you don't have a coin and you're trying to get this thing, it's just nearly impossible to pry out unless you've got really long nails. But then once you get it out, you think, okay, well, I'm not going to flatten that again because it's a pain. It doesn't. This is too long. They didn't make the this hole big enough to support the screw that they decided upon. Like, just a joke. Unbelievable. So whoever designed this, you should be fired as far as I'm concerned. But the microphone clearly sounds great. Don't buy this. You're ripping yourself off if you buy this. It's a joke. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know if this was a complete waste of your time or not, but if you have questions about the microphone, you can ask in the comments. And obviously you can hear from the beginning and the end the quality of the mic. Okay, you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.